Instacart is on a mission to have you not leave the couch this basketball season. Because between the pre-game rituals and the post-game interviews, it can be difficult to find time for everything else. So let Instacart take care of your game day snacks or weekly restocks and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because we hear it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. So download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days, excludes restaurants.
On today's Smart 7, reform stun Labour with by-election victory, Trump reshuffles his cabinet, and much more. It's Friday, 2nd of May, it's National Space Day, and happy birthday, Dwayne Johnson.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Early Friday morning saw the results begin to flow in from the local and mayoral elections around the country. Labour held the mayoralties in Doncaster, North Tyneside and the west of England, but it was clear that Reform were having a big night. The BBC's polling guru Professor John Curtis said that even at the early stages that this could signal a significant shift in the political landscape.
Reform have won more than half of the seats that have been declared so far. Looks quite likely that they may well end up with overall control, certainly of Staffordshire and maybe also of Lincolnshire. We may have Reform running local government for the first time.
Counting will continue across Friday to decide the over 1,600 council seats that were up for grabs, with Reform hoping to win a substantial number and both the Tories and Labour under pressure. There was also a by-election in Runcorn and Helsby, the first to be held since Labour won the general election, and there was a dramatic result. After a recount, Reform managed to win the Labour seat by just 6 votes, giving Nigel Farage's party a 6th MP, Sarah Pochin.
I know our victory here in Runcorn and Helsby will inspire the rest of the country to believe that they too can stand up for fairness, for what is right, and for our British values. And their voices can be heard.
The signing of the famous rare earth minerals deal between Ukraine and the US seemed to have had a dramatic impact on relations between the two nations, almost immediately. There are still technical documents to follow, but Ukraine seems to have secured a much better deal than the first draft, which was floated in February. Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller was speaking positively about the deal from the podium in the White House press room.
We'll move it and operationalize it as fast as we possibly can, but it's meant to pay back the United States for the hundreds of billions of dollars that our taxpayers have spent subsidizing the war in Ukraine.
The US approved the first sale of weapons to Ukraine on Thursday after the deal was signed, and Ukrainian MP Kira Rudik was cautiously optimistic that the atmosphere between the two sides seems to have shifted.
It seems that the relations between the leaders have warmed up. You see, for Ukraine, our intention is not for President Zelensky and President Trump to become friends. Our intention is to end the war and to have a just peace.
There's never any shortage of drama in Donald Trump's White House, and on day 102 of his second term, the focus was on National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. The former congressman was busy on Fox News on Thursday morning explaining the new Ukraine deal, but shortly after that, CNN began reporting that he and his deputy Alex Wong had been sacked. Later on Thursday, President Trump announced that Waltz was moving to the vacant role of UN ambassador and that Marco Rubio will temporarily fill the National Security Advisor role alongside his job as Secretary of State. Waltz was the one who added the Atlantic's editor to the infamous War Plan Signal chat, but he seemed to have survived that, and Vice President J.D. Vance was at pains to avoid using the word sacked when he spoke to Fox News.
Why was Mike Waltz let go?
So he wasn't let go. He is being made ambassador to the United Nations, which of course is a Senate-confirmed position. I think you can make a good argument that it's a promotion.
It's been nearly 2 months since bin workers walked out in Birmingham in a dispute over pay and conditions. Thursday saw a new attempt at mediation talks as both sides sat with Conciliation Service ACAS in the hope of resolving a dispute that has seen rubbish pile up in the streets. The Unite Union says that some workers are losing up to £8,000 per year after a redefinition of roles, but the council insists that a fair and reasonable offer has been made. Efforts have been ongoing since April to clear the backed up black bags, but Sharon Graham, the General Secretary of Unite, says her priority has to be the rights rights of her members.
As a trade union, my job, first, second and third, is to defend workers. It's not to make the Labour government look good, it's to defend workers. And I don't know what anybody expects these workers to do when effectively they've been fired and rehired.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, big wins in Europe and Adam Devine loses his mind on the Jumbotron. Right after this.
If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back. Thursday night saw a massive night of European football with Chelsea, Spurs and Man United all in semi-final first leg action. Chelsea were on the road in Sweden to face Djurgården FC and they came away 4-1 winners. Spurs had home advantage for the first leg, facing Norwegian side Bodo Glimt, and they also won with the final score 3-1 to Ange Postecoglou's men, which gives them an advantage for next week's away leg. Man United were also on the road in Spain to face Athletic Bilbao and their game finished with a 3-0 win after a red card for Bilbao. Manager Ruben Amorim was delighted but taking nothing for granted.
We are in the advantage, we have our fans, but again, this could change. Anything can happen in one game, of course. We are confident, but we need to be really careful.
If you haven't seen the HBO series The Righteous Gemstones, you've been missing out. The fourth and final season just dropped, and it sees things spiral out of control. If you're catching up, the show follows a family of TV evangelists, the Gemstones, and their increasingly ridiculous personal lives. It was created by comedian Danny McBride, and he also stars alongside Eddie Patterson, John Goodman, and Adam Devine. Adam popped up with Jimmy Fallon to chat Gemstones, his love of basketball, in particular the LA Clippers, and how much he loved featuring on the Jumbotron.
They cut to other celebrities and they're like, they act like they don't notice the camera 4 feet from them, and they're like, meanwhile I'm like, there's no amount of cool within me, Jimmy. Like, really? The camera comes on me, I immediately turn into Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
like,
I do.
Ooh, yeah, brother.
If you thought the crew in Slow Horses were inept, wait until you see the team in new action comedy Deep Cover. It's a new movie starring Orlando Bloom along with Sean Bean, Ian McShane, Bryce Dallas Howard and Nick Mohammed. The plot revolves around a group of not particularly successful improv comics who get recruited to a new police unit who are hoping the comedians can improvise their way into the inner circles of London gangland. It looks like it's got potential, and Orlando Bloom certainly seems to be enjoying himself. It hits Prime Video on June 12th.
You've got deeper in 2 days than we've managed in 2 years. You can't quit now.
They're just making us up as they go along. Hold him down. Take his dick out.
Told you not to escalate.
It's where the scene went.
This is getting completely out of control.
Things go sideways throwing a grenade.
Not a literal grenade.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.